This is Lejeune with Lejeune Singleton LLC, Wellness, Nutrition, and Fitness. Today's topic is a mindset towards wellness. I would like to introduce Navy vet, author, IT professional, motivational speaker, and life coach and mentor for women of STEM, Katherine N. Johnson. Thank you for joining me today, Katherine.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Katherine, can you give us a background on who Katherine N. Johnson is?
I am a system engineer. I work in the IT field. I'm also a coach and mentor to women in STEM fields. I'm also a writer and a speaker.
Okay. And how did you become an IT specialist?
My career started in the Navy. I was an information technician specialist. And then when I got out in 2008, I transitioned to civilian life and I continued to work in IT.
Okay. And what was the decision of choosing the Army out of all the other branches?
I chose the Navy just because it was they were the first ones that came to talk to me.
And I know you work in a male dominant field, which is IT. What struggles have you experienced as well as challenges?
I would say the challenge that I've experienced um, in IT is working with mainly men would be the biggest challenge. And also just really, finding your place as a woman in the workplace. A lot of times you deal with a lot of devaluing of your expertise or your skills, or maybe
Mhm.
feeling like your voice is not being heard, or maybe even feeling like you can't really show up in the way that you want to because you don't want to be seen or labeled a certain way.
Okay. And what advice would you offer other women who work in the STEM industry that may be struggling being the only woman in the office?
I think the most important thing I could offer is one to get support because you're not alone in what you're experiencing. And there are a lot of groups, a lot of mentors, a lot of coaches who specifically work with women who feel that way or facing different challenges in the workplace. And the second thing I would suggest or offer is to really get really comfortable and secure in who you are and at your core and really get reconnected with the truth of that because I believe that that helps you build your confidence and helps you show up in a way that's more authentic in the workplace. And if you can show up in a way that's more authentic, you'll find more fulfillment because you're being yourself and you feel valued, you feel heard, you feel seen, and it allows you to really enjoy the work that you do in spite of the challenges or struggles that may exist.
And what was your decision behind becoming a life coach slash mentor and a motivational speaker?
Life coaching was something that I was always curious about. Whenever I would hear someone say they were a life coach, I was like, what do you do? Or that sounds interesting. So it had always been something that was in the back of my mind as something that I could do. So when I found myself in my career, feeling like, I wanted more passion, I wanted more purpose in what I was doing. I felt like I had a greater impact. I felt like there was something bigger inside of me. And I really just wanted to be of service and to leave a legacy. When I found myself in that space of really trying to figure out what that was, it led me to life coaching. And it was just a perfect fit for me and where I was and what I wanted to do. And the mentoring is kind of similar because I have worked in IT for so long. I have a lot of experience and expertise, and I share that with other women who are in IT or STEM and looking to really excel and thrive and helping them to really navigate the challenges that come up in the workplace.
Okay. And with your organization, your company, your business, what is your purpose and mission for women in STEM?
Well, I help women in STEM really up level their mindset and their confidence so that they can excel in their careers. I really believe that the more that we're able to bring our full selves with all of our inherent greatness, all of our gifts, all of our talents, and the more we're able to really own all of those things and bring those things into, into what we're doing in STEM or whatever we're doing, I believe that that really allows us to really show up in the best way as our best selves, and that really helps us excel and thrive in our careers.
And when you work with women in STEM, is your main focus with them on STEM, or do you touch on other challenges in their life?
For the mentoring, it's really focused on STEM, really focused on their career, where they want to go, where they are, and where they are, and where they would like to be. And for the coaching, it's really I really focus on more of the intrinsic things. I believe that as we cultivate those things and improve those things, like using our voice powerfully, communicating effectively, learning to own our expertise, learning to really own our value and what we bring to the workplace, learning about our presence and what our presence says about us. As we really cultivate and build upon those things have the capacity to allow us to really excel, not just excel, but really thrive. And not just in our careers, but also in our relationships and other areas of our lives. So as you really do the deep work and the inner work on yourself and really get to know you and really build that confidence and that mindset shift, that's when you really have you're empowered to really to go where you want to go in your career and also in your life.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, as a life coach, and I'm sure when you started with clients, they thought, okay, I got a counselor, I got a therapist. So, can you kind of, describe the difference from therapy and counseling and life coaching?
I think the most important thing to understand is that coaching is not therapy. Therapy or psychologist is a discipline. A medical professional, person that has been medically trained and have obtained different licenses and things like that. So it's completely different. Life coaching, there's lots of definitions. People have different ideals of what it means or what it does. But my coach training program, life coaching, really is focused on moving you from where you are now to where you would like to be. And life coaching is all about empowering you. I believe that at our core, when we're connected to ourselves and connected to our source, we have all the answers inside of us. So a life coach is going to empower you to see a different perspective, to see factors that may be hindering your ability to move forward, to help you see other things that may be getting in a way to really create a new awareness for you. And with that new awareness, you're going to have knowledge. And with that knowledge, you're going to be able to use that to cause transformation in your life, to cause a breakthrough, and to shift you from, where you are to ultimately your bigger goals and what you want and really desire for yourself. We don't focus on the past. We may dig a little bit in the past just to kind of get an understanding of you and who you are and what you've been through, but we don't dwell there. Our focus is strictly on moving you from where you are now to where you want to be, versus therapy and that those type of disciplines. They really focus on the past because a lot of people have been through traumatic experiences that maybe they never healed from, or maybe they never talked about, or maybe they really had never really had any closure. But those things are still impacting their lives whether they recognize it or not. So therapy is really to help you navigate and deal with those things and help you sort through those things and make sense of them so that it's not really affecting you and hindering your ability to thrive and to be successful and to be happy and fulfilled and all of those things. So that's the biggest difference between life coaching and therapy. I always suggest that anytime you feel like you've been through something and it's still a problem for you or still a hindrance or it's still something that you feel like affects you, I always recommend to my clients that they seek a therapist first, because we can't a life coach can't help you with those things because you have to have a trained professional. Life coaching is more so when you're ready and you're in a space where you're ready to move forward. You're ready. You've dealt with and you've managed those things, and you're at a place where you're ready um, to reach your next big thing, your next goal, or whatever that thing may be for you. That's where life coaching comes in.
Okay. And with your program, how many weeks do you start off, or typically how long do you think it takes for someone to get to their ideal of where they want to be with their goals?
Well, I think every person is unique, and my programs are really tailored and customized for different situations or scenarios based on what the person is coming in for. There's really no magic number or no magic formula. It just depends on what the person is hoping to accomplish. But, life coaching is a process. Just like with anything, it doesn't happen overnight. It's through the consistent coaching and through the consistent new awareness that you gain and that knowledge that you put into practice and you apply it to your life, from week to week to week. That's when you really see the transformation. That's when you see things start to shift in your life, and that's where you see that it's making a difference. It's making a difference. You can see the results and you can see the outcomes that you desire through actually doing the work and committing to the process. So it can vary. It just really depends.
Okay. And can you describe your approach in coaching women in STEM?
So coaching is really all about creating awareness and allowing you to see another perspective that maybe you hadn't seen or hadn't considered, to really help you overcome any limiting beliefs or any fears or any type of resistance that may be really hindering you from moving forward, whether you recognize it or not. Just really helping you see those things and offering you a new lenses, a new perspective that's really going to shift your reality and really is going to empower you to make the choices and decide, what's the best thing for you and how you can move forward in a way that is in alignment with what you ultimately want for yourself.
Okay. So is your approach, you know, you listen to them, you let them make a decision about what they're going to do with their goals, or do you give like advice, insight?
So coaching is about asking empowering questions, right? Asking questions that
Hmm.
are really going to really dig deep, really get down beneath the surface, really figure out what's really going on, and create that awareness. And once you create that awareness, then I'm empowering you to decide, what's next and what's best for you. Like, most people don't like to be told what to do, and some people, when you tell them what to do, they still don't do it. People have to come to their own awareness about something and realize what they want next and what's best for them. So that's what the coaching process entails. And as far as, we do offer education, we offer education, we offer resources, we offer additional guidance and things like that. But we try to refrain from giving advice, because with the coaching, it's all about the client. It's all about what the client wants and what the client needs. My perspective and what has worked for me may not work for you. I'm looking at
Hmm.
my world through my lenses, and you have your own experiences, your own unique experiences, and you're looking at the world through your lenses. So through coaching, you can take off your lenses, I take off my lens, and we see different perspectives, and you feel empowered by what you see and what you learn. And that's what the coaching process does for women and men, to really help them see things differently, see where the barriers are, see where the roadblocks are, and not just see those things, but once they have an awareness about them, now they can begin to shift and recognize what's going to be necessary for them to really have success and to really move forward.
Okay. And as I said, you're also a motivational speaker. What about motivational speaking that interests you?
Well, I think that everyone has a story. Everyone has a powerful story. And I think that when we share our stories in a way that's open and vulnerable, and we allow ourselves to be seen by other people, it helps people. I think that there's really something magical that occurs from people sharing each other's stories. Over the last couple of years, I've been fortunate to have a lot of different cases where I sat with women and we talked at a really deep level, and we shared things about ourselves, and we realized that we're all really going through the same things. We may be experiencing it differently, but we're all going through the same things, and we're all trying to be our best self and live our best life, and we have challenges. And so I use my story, the things that I've been through, the things I've learned, my experiences, and everything that's kind of shaped me into who I am. And I share that with other women to motivate them and to inspire them. And at the end of the day, to just really empower them to let them see that, they can be successful. I'm no different, or I'm not special in any kind of way. It's really just about the decisions and choices that you make. And everybody has inherent greatness inside of them. Everybody has potential. Everybody has gifts and talents. And when you learn to really use those things, it can shift your whole life. And I really like to empower women to do that for themselves.
Okay. And I know you're also a writer, you're an author. What current projects or projects you've completed that we can look out for?
So I am a writer. I recently submitted an article, and I'm waiting to hear back on when that article will be published. I'm super excited about that. And I have a blog on my website, and I'm always writing, content for my marketing for my business. And yeah, I enjoy writing. It's definitely a gift. It's definitely something that I've been blessed with. And I've gotten away from it, just working on my career and climbing the corporate ladder. But as I've reconnected with myself, I've reconnected with, my purpose and my passion. I've gotten back into my writing. So I'm working on my book right now, and I hope to have that published in the very near future. And also, I'm just working on being a guest blogger or guest writer on featured publications. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. Getting back into my writing and getting back out there as a writer.
So, can we get a sneak title of this book and this article that you've written?
No, it's a
Hey,
surprise. Once you submit an article for publication, you kind of give it to them, and so you can't really share the title, before they
okay.
make it public. And the book is it's something that's very special to me, very near and dear to my heart. And it's my story. It shares a lot about how I've come to be where I am today, my challenges, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that stuff. And so I'm excited to share it with the world all at once. And I'm excited to have it help women and empower them and change their lives.
Okay, hey, can't. I tried, people. Okay. How are you staying focused, motivated, encouraged, and positive during this time?
Well, it's been a challenge for sure. I am working from home now, and I am home alone. I just have one little furry feline around here somewhere. So yeah, it's been a challenge, but and I have to admit that it wasn't easy. Like the first few weeks was very difficult. Just trying to stay focused. Really trying to keep myself in a good mental space while I was binge watching the news, and just all that fear and anxiety and stress about the uncertainty and unknown about this thing was really a lot. It was a lot to deal with. And so I really just had to really make a decision on what I wanted this time to mean to me, how I wanted to feel, and what I was going to do to really support me in feeling good and not losing my mind and all that good stuff. So I've been just really, up in my self-care. Like self-care is like number one. Like I've increased it tenfold. Like I'm always doing something every single day that's going to make me feel good, whether it's meditating, taking long baths, listening to my favorite tunes, having little dance parties by myself, talking to my family and friends, really staying connected with everybody. So even though I'm alone, I don't have to feel alone, so reaching out to my network of peers and associates and really having conversations with them and talking with them and sharing what we're going through has been really helpful for me. And working out, keeping my body moving, sweating, all that stuff has been good. And, these are all things that you can do at home. I had to really have some structure in my day and decide what I wanted to get done for the day, because I think that now is a perfect time for everybody to really work towards some of those goals you've been talking about, whether it's you want to write a book, whether you want to start a business, whether you've been thinking about a podcast, whatever you've been thinking about doing. Now is the time where you can come up with a plan and really get clear on that and spend some time doing that. I mean, I know there's a lot going on, and it's heavy, and it's not easy, and it's not all rosy like it may seem, but you get to make a choice and you get to decide, what this is going to mean for you. And at the end of it, what do you want to say that you accomplished? What do you want to say that you were able to get done? So that's really where I am with it now. Like I said, it's been a process, and thankfully, there's been a lot of hilarious memes and videos and entertainment online to keep me
Yes,
entertained for laughter and joy, because I feel like, that's even more important. Like making sure you laugh every day, making sure you're having fun, making sure you're just doing stuff that makes you feel good. Like, get creative. What if you're laughing at yourself, laughing at your friends, family, just, laugh, have a good time, because we can't be sad and depressed and angry and upset, because those type of emotions are not going to really support us in feeling good inside, or even not even going to support our health and our bodies. So
true. Okay. And you've mentioned some great things that definitely, what would you recommend for women in general to pass the time? You're saying like parents are at home, they're homeschooling, something that they're not used to doing. They also are juggling working from home. They're not taking self-care time. What would you suggest for them?
I would suggest, just to kind of have some structure. You have to be overzealous with it. You don't have to plan every second of every day, but have some structure. Kind of have an idea of what the day is going to look like. Whether it's going to be, okay, this is kid time, this is mommy time, this is game time, this is dinner time, and just to kind of have an idea, some type of framework. So, you're just not sitting around and just letting the day flow and, creating any anxiety with the kids or with the family. I mean, I don't have kids, so I can't really give the best advice for that. I could speak to, the single women and the women who are alone. For me, head structure has really helped me with my day. And also just, recognizing that this times are very new and different. We've never had to deal with something like this. So just having grace and compassion for myself. If I wake up one day and I'm just like, I'm not really feeling all that well, and I'm just so over this, allowing myself to feel that, but then decide what I need to do to support myself and feeling better. Whether that's I need to go read a book, whether I need to go listen to some music, maybe I need to talk to my mom or my family, whatever I need to do. I'm just always conscious of, okay, being very intentional about supporting myself feeling good and supporting my health, eating clean food, and everything that I'm doing is just really to support me really feeling good during this time, because that's all I can really do. Like, it's so much that's outside of our control. We can't let that overwhelm us, and we can't forget about all the other things the goals that we have for ourselves, and this too shall pass.
Okay. And are you doing any type of motivational speaking in videos or live streaming, since you're not really able to do it at a venue right now?
I am. I'm actually having a challenge next week for my Women in STEM, and it's happening inside of a private Facebook group where I'll be going live and giving some training on some of the things that I talk about a lot in my coaching and mentoring. Offering that to them as a free challenge where they can really, take this time to really get clear on, what their vision looks like for their career, really get clear on some of the things that's really going to help them, support them in excelling in their careers and going up to that next level. So I am doing that, and I'm just participating in a lot of business development and business coaching, things that are really going to support me and really taking my business to where I'd like to see it go this year.
Okay. And do you, always take classes and to stay on top of everything that's going on in your industry?
Yep, I'm part of a bunch of coach communities. We're always in there sharing information and resources. We have training material that's basically available to us all the time, where we can go in and listen to or read through some of the instructional material to help us keep our skills up to date. We also have requirements where we have to maintain a certain amount of continuing education units every year. So I'm always staying immersed in that, making sure that I'm staying relevant and making sure that I'm, up on the latest things that's going on in the industry.
And so, how could a woman in STEM get in contact with you to obtain your wonderful services, your Facebook group or LinkedIn or Instagram or your website?
Yes, I am on all three. Website is katherinenjohnson.com. I'm on LinkedIn as Katherine N. Johnson. I am on Facebook as Katherine N. Johnson. And if you go to my Facebook business page, you will see my groups, and you're welcome to join those as well. And I'm also on Instagram as Katherine N. Johnson, so I'm pretty easy to find.
Okay, and they will also be on the cover, your email address in case they want to get in contact with you. I definitely thank you for your time. During this time, you seem to be definitely keeping positive and energetic, so thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, and I hope that it helps serve someone and someone feels inspired and empowered to live their best life, whatever that may mean for them.
And we will definitely have to have you back after that book comes out so we can talk about that. Thank you again.
Thank you.